This is solving two-step equations using the distributive property. Chapter 7, Lesson 5. We're going to do the odds. So, number 1, we have 3x plus 5 equals 18. Okay, remember when you distribute this number, you have to distribute it to both of them. Okay, we're going to distribute 3. So 3 times x is 3x. Bring down your adding sign. 3 is distributed to 5, so 3 times 5 is 15 equals 18. Now then you have a two-step equation to solve. We're going to get all of our whole numbers together first. Minus 15, you have to cancel it out where it becomes 0. What you do to one side, you must do to the other side. 3x equals, should be 3. And now you're down to your one-step equation. And I'm going to let you do that. You look at your variable. You want to get the number off the variable. You want to get the variable all by itself. So if it's multiplying, you do the opposite, which would be division. So I'll do this one, and you'll do the rest on your own. Divide by 3, divide by 3. That cancels out. We have x all by itself. 3 over 3 is 1. Okay? So let's look at number 3. Negative 5, in parentheses, x minus 10 equals negative 35. If I make a mistake, let me know because I don't have my reading glasses on again. So you're going to distribute negative 5 to each number. So distribute negative 5 times x would be a negative 5x. Distribute negative 5 times, you can go ahead and bring down your minus and then just leave it as 10. So that would be a negative 50 equals negative 35. Okay, so remember right here, because you have two negatives, they become a positive. Okay, we could have done it here, or we can do it right here, whatever you prefer. And then you have your two-step equation. Okay, so you need to subtract 50, because now it's a positive, from both sides. Okay, you have a negative 35 and a negative 50. Put your answer there. And then you have to get negative 5 off of x, which is multiplying. So you want to do the opposite, which would be to divide by a negative 5. So you're going to have over here, again, a negative divided by a negative becomes a positive. So your answer should be positive. Number 5. Again, you should be showing all of your work on notebook paper. Anything I write down, you should be writing down too to show all of your work. So 7, in parentheses, x plus 4.9 equals 56. So again, distribute your 7 to each number. So 7x plus, and do your 7 times 4.9. Remember your decimal, okay? And I'm not going to do that one for you. Okay, and then you're just going to have to solve your two-step equations. Let's look at 7. Two-thirds in parentheses x plus 13 equals 22. So again, I want you to distribute this okay? So you're just multiplying. And then you have your two-step equation. So 2/3 x plus, and you're going to have 13 times 2/3. Okay, so 13 times 2 would be 26. 1 times 3 would be 3. Okay, we've worked on fractions before, so it should be really easy. Do your two-step equation. You're going to have to subtract this from both sides and then multiply by your reciprocal. Number 9. Negative 4/7, in parentheses, x minus 1/4 equals 3/7. Okay, so again, distribute. So negative 4/7 x, and then I'm going to go ahead and do my negative and negative here. So a negative times a negative is going to be a positive. Remember earlier I told you could do it up here or down here. It's all going to come out the same. So negative 4/7 times negative 1/4. So over here you got 4/7 times 1/4. So 1 times 4 times 1 is 4. 7 times 4, I believe, is 28. Okay, and now you're solving a two-step equation using your fractions. So you're going to subtract 4/8 from here, subtract 4/8 from here. Remember, when you are subtracting or adding fractions, you must find a common denominator. I did not remind you about that up here. So when you're subtracting this and you bring it over here to subtract, you must find a common denominator. Okay? And then you're going to multiply by the reciprocal to get it off of x. Oh, we're doing odds. 11. So 8.3 x plus 3.1 equals 83. So again, you're going to distribute and then solve your two-step equation. So we have 8.3x plus, you're going to have 8.3 times 3.1. And again, be careful with your decimals. Okay, if I did 8.3 times 3.1, you have 3, 8, and 3 times 3 is 9. 3 times 8, 24. And then you have one place, two places. So start back here and go 1, 2. Okay? Please remember your decimal placements when you're multiplying and dividing. Okay, so 25.73 equals 83. So if it's a positive, we have to do the negative to cancel out. Okay, and so from 83, you're going to subtract 25.73. I'm running out of room. So 83 minus 25.73. Now then, remember to put your decimal here and 0, 0. Okay, you're going to have to borrow, and then when you do all this, you bring your decimal straight down. Okay, I just want to make sure you were doing your decimals right. So once you get your answer, you have 8.2x equals whatever this is. Then you're going to have to divide by 8.2. to get x by itself. This one, there is quite a bit of work, but you can do it. It's easy. You can do it. Okay. Number 13. Half the students in Max's class volunteer at a local community center. 15 students do not volunteer. What if there are 12 boys in Max's class? How many girls are in Max's class? Okay, half of the students in his class volunteer at the local community center. Okay, so we're just going to go ahead and get ready to half it. 15 students do not volunteer. And we're wanting to see, there are 12 boys in his class. How many girls are in his class? So if we know there's 12 boys plus the girls, I'm going to put G for girls. Okay, so half of those volunteer. However, the 15 students do not. So there is your equation. I want you to distribute this, and then you can solve it. Remember, your answers will be girls. How many girls are in his class? Because you're finding for G. Okay, 15. Tony spent $60.54 and bought 3 packs of notebooks and a calculator. How much does a pack of notebook cost if a calculator costs $45.87? Okay, so he bought 3 packs of notebook paper. I'm going to help you set it up, then you're going to solve it. So 3 packs of notebook paper and a calculator. Well, it told us that the calculator cost $45.87. And he spent $60.54. But we want to know how much did the notebooks cost. Okay, so your answer here will be dollars, and it will be per notebook. Okay. Number 1. The length of each side of a square is increased by 6 inches. So if the perimeter is now 36 inches, write and solve an equation to determine the original length of each side of the square. You're going to set this one up using distributive property. Okay. Miss Palmer bought 1 pair of goggles, 1 bathing suit, and 1 beach towel for each of her 3 daughters. Suppose she had $18 left after buying the swim items. Write an equation to determine the amount Miss Palmer originally had spent on each daughter. So again, distributive property, and then set up your 2-step equations. For each month of the year, Selena saved an extra $100 from her paycheck. By the end of the year, she has saved $1,800. Write and solve the equation to determine how much she typically saved from each paycheck. Okay, I've helped you plenty. I know you are used to me helping you a little bit more. But if you have questions, you can come in early, or you can ask them on Google Classroom. If you want to know about the answers on the front, just so you know that you've got them right, I'll give you the answers, but don't tell anybody. Okay, they have to figure it out on their own. Number 1 was 1. We did that one together. 3, 17. 5, 3.1. 7/20, 9 -1/2, 11 6.9. For 13, it would be 18 girls. 18 girls. 15, it would be $4.89 per notebook. But just because I gave you the answers on the front doesn't mean that you can't show your work. You still need to go back and show your work. So again, if you have any questions, ask them on Google Classroom or come in at 7:15 in the morning. Thanks.